Hello dear friends, before going to the video, please subscribe our channel for more new videos and information. Seven Kings Must Die, the sequel film to The Last Kingdom, must answer these 6 questions about The Last Kingdom. Seven Kings Must Die will conclude Uhtred of Bebbanburg's story while excluding The Last Kingdom, by combining elements from the final 3 Saxon story novels by Bernard Cornwell, on which The Last Kingdom is based. While this would be the end of Astrid's story, The Last Kingdom's massive success on Netflix could lead to future spin-offs. The conclusion of The Last Kingdom Season 5 wrapped up a lot of the main plot points of the current season. However, there are a few key events from the book series that have yet to be covered. Most importantly, the Battle of Brunanburh and the subsequent unification of England under King Aethelstan, an event that the series has always been geared towards, remains to be completed. Furthermore, Seven Kings Must Die must address a number of critical questions concerning the aftermath of The Last Kingdom Season 5. Will Astrid be forgiven by Osbert for abandoning him? Season 5 of The Last Kingdom saw the return of Astrid's estranged son, Osbert, who is Astrid's 3rd child by his late wife Gisela. Osbert's reappearance in The Last Kingdom Season 5 will undoubtedly have ramifications for Seven Kings Must Die. Otherwise, he would not have appeared. Osbert is more likely to be hurt by the realization that his father has already reunited with his siblings, Stiora and younger Astrid, but has not approached him. It will be fascinating to see if he can forgive his father for abandoning him, or if he can even consider Astrid as a father in any way. This kind of situation had already occurred in The Last Kingdom, when younger Astrid refused to accept Astrid as his father for a time. Younger Astrid eventually came to like and recognize his father, so it is possible that younger Astrid can assist Osbert in this regard. The hope is that if one son of Astrid can forgive his father, then perhaps another can as well. Will Edward let Astrid defy him in Northumbria? Although Edward's death appears to be one of the main catalysts for Seven Kings Must Die, the film must find a way to connect The Last Kingdom Season 5 to the timeline of Seven Kings Must Die for the time being. One of the most important connections that must be made is how Edward dealt with being denied Northumbria by Uhtred at the end of The Last Kingdom Season 5. Edward had carried on his father, Alfred's, dream of a united England, and the fact that only Northumbria remained outside his grasp did not sit well with him. It appears that Edward and Astrid's relationship would deteriorate significantly as a result of this issue, and Edward would attempt to seize Northumbria one last time before dying. Seven Kings Must Die should address this indirectly early on in the film. It would be a mistake if Edward completely abandoned Northumbria, especially given that he is still relatively young at the end of The Last Kingdom Season 5. Who will Edward name as his heir? According to the caravan for Seven Kings Must Die, there will most likely be a battle over who succeeds Edward as King of Wessex. Aethelstan and Elfwerd are Edward's 2 sons. Aethelstan was one of the most well-known kings in British historical past in real life, so it's obvious he'll become king eventually. However, there will almost certainly be a struggle for the throne following Edward's death, making the question of his chosen heir especially important. Who will Uhtred's last love interest be? Throughout The Last Kingdom, Uhtred has had a slew of lovers and wives. Most of his relationships have ended tragically, but it's still possible that one of them will work out in the end. 2 remaining relationships in Cornwell's novels have not yet made it into The Last Kingdom. Only one of these 2 ladies has been introduced as a character in The Last Kingdom, Lady Edith. Of course, this does not imply that Uhtred and Edith will end up together at the end of Seven Kings Must Die, but it is the most likely scenario at this point. If Astrid and Edith do not meet, it is possible that Seven Kings Must Die will introduce a new love interest for its main character. Alternatively, Uhtred could find himself with his children and fortress, but no remaining spouse or lover to share it with. This is unlikely, particularly because it isn't how things go in the books, but it's a viable path for Seven Kings Must Die to take. Will Uhtred accept Oversight to bring England back together? When Uhtred denies Edward Northumbria at the end of The Last Kingdom Season 5, it's because he wants to keep his promise to Steora and allow Danes and Saxons to live peacefully in Northumbria. Uhtred is aware that Saxons and Christians will likely be given preferential treatment if he accepts Edward as overlord/king. Alfred and Edward's dream includes England being united under one god rather than just one king. Uhtred denies oversight of the Wessex throne because he wants people in Northumbria to live as they please. If Uhtred is to simply accept responsibility for uniting England under Aethelstan, he must break his promise and threaten the subjugation of Danes and non-Christians. Unfortunately for Uhtred, this option is likely to be taken away from him at some point in the future. Aethelstan is destined to unite England, and Uhtred must hope that his role in elevating Aethelstan has influenced him to deal fairly with all of his issues. Can Uhtred exist as both a Saxon and a Dane? Isid Wrestle is one of the most difficult aspects of Uhtred's life in The Last Kingdom. Uhtred was born a Saxon, heir to the fortress of Bebbanburg, but his childhood with the Danes influenced him more than his time as a Saxon would have. Uhtred is a true Dane in every sense of the word. However, his declaration to the fortress of Bebbanburg is a huge part of his identity. In The Last Kingdom, Uhtred has always struggled to reconcile these two sides of himself, especially after his time serving Alfred earned him the title of Danslayer. Seven Kings Must Die must resolve this internal conflict once and for all, or risk leaving Uhtred's arc incomplete. Uhtred has come a long way towards this goal, so the task isn't as daunting, but it still needs to be completed. Uhtred's complete acceptance of his twin is the natural place to end his story, so fitting this into Seven Kings Must Die shouldn't be too difficult.